Hi everyone, my name is Emily Tronetti and this video is all about animal welfare. We'll talk about what animal welfare is, and we'll also look at the differences between negative and positive welfare. We'll also explore how we can promote positive welfare in the animals we care for. As I mentioned, my name is Emily and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm an anthrozoologist, humane educator, and an animal behavior and welfare consultant. I provide humane education and consulting through my business, Coexistence Consulting, and I'm a co-founder of the Humane Alliance of Rescue Trainers, which is a nonprofit that matches shelters and rescues with behavior support. If you'd like to learn about me or my organizations, feel free to check out the links on the slide. So let's get started. Many of us have different associations with the term animal welfare. I'm sure many of us here have, associations, that come from the field of animal welfare. For example, if we're working in animal sheltering or a rescue, we kind of have our own ideas of what animal welfare is. But what does it really mean? Like, how do we define animal welfare? So in animal welfare science, animal welfare refers to the state of the animal on both a physical and a mental level. So it's the experience of that individual animal from their perspective, not from ours. So for example, we might have our opinions about, what good dog play looks like. But when we're talking about animal welfare, what we're really asking or what we're really looking for is what is the experience of these two dogs? Are they experiencing positive welfare in these moments of play? So for those of us who work in the field of animal welfare, such as shelters or rescues, our roles have largely been centered around preventing negative welfare. And this has been the focus historically for those who study animal welfare too. Preventing negative welfare, has really been what we've been most concerned about. And negative welfare is all about, or preventing negative welfare is all about minimizing suffering and avoiding negative states such as hunger, thirst, pain, discomfort, etc. And of course, this is really important. And we absolutely, must strive to prevent negative welfare. But preventing negative welfare doesn't inherently create positive welfare. So positive welfare requires us to go beyond satisfying the basic needs of the animal. Positive welfare includes providing animals opportunities to have positive experiences. It's all about increasing confidence in other animals and ensuring that they feel a sense of control. Promoting positive welfare is also about, what are the animals' preferences? What are their motivations? What do they enjoy? And so welfare is kind of complex. Welfare influences and is influenced by physical health, mental health, behavior, and external interactions. So these are the interactions that an animal has with their environment, with humans, and with other animals. And so when we think about, how we're preventing negative welfare, how to promote positive welfare, we must also be thinking about all of these interconnected factors. And so this brings me to the 5 freedoms. Some of you might be familiar with this. For many years, it has been, the 5 freedoms have been kind of the standard for animal welfare for many organizations and even legally in some places. And so, and it still is the standard in many places. And as you can see, it incorporates some of those factors that we just saw on the previous slide. It's looking at the environment and how animals feel physically and mentally, and I think that this framework has been really important throughout history when we're looking at and talking about animal welfare. But recently, or somewhat recently, there was this great animal welfare scientist named Dr. David Miller, who proposed an alternative way of assessing welfare that kind of builds off of this concept of the five freedoms. And he wanted to come up with this alternative or an alternative because he wanted to better reflect the depth of what we currently know about animals. Because over the years, the science on animal behavior and cognition and welfare has changed, and we understand just how complex other animals are. And so his welfare model, Dr. David Miller's, is called the five domains. And it's regularly updated as science evolves, which is so important. The most recent update was at the end of 2020, which has a specific focus on welfare in the context of human-animal interactions. So the table for Dr. Miller's five domains is pretty complex. It's a very large document. So what I did is there was a paper done in 2016 by Dr. Miller that kind of condensed that five domains framework into a simpler format that you can fit on one page like this. That's really easy to understand, and it has a wide range of applications. So this is kind of the version that I like, because it's really easy to look at and understand and read and be able to apply to different contexts, especially when we're caring for individual animals. So you can see on this table several items that are familiar from like the five freedoms framework, and that really focus on preventing negative welfare, such as providing access to fresh water, providing shade and shelter. And so, attending to their basic needs is very much at the foundation of preventing negative welfare and the animals we provide care for. But the thing that I love about this particular framework is that it goes beyond preventing negative welfare and really emphasizes that we need to make an effort to promote positive welfare too. So, for example, animal welfare aim number 4 is all about minimizing threats and promoting engagement in rewarding activities. And then I also love number 5, which is all about positive mental experiences. It says to provide safe, congenial, and species-appropriate opportunities that the animal can have, or so that the animal can have pleasurable experiences. And then the animal welfare aim is to promote various forms of comfort, pleasure, interest, confidence, and a sense of control. So we can see here that it's not simply a matter of trying to make sure the animal isn't suffering, but it's really about making sure the animal is thriving. And so take a moment to consider, how are you promoting positive welfare for your companion animals or the other animals that you care for? Are they able to engage in species-specific behaviors and activities? Are they given choices and control in how they interact with others and their environment? And do these animals feel safe in various contexts? In order to keep our companion animals safe, in order to prevent negative welfare and promote positive welfare, learning how to observe their body language is essential. So while we don't have time to go through this document or go through this graphic in detail, essentially what you're seeing, or if you're seeing behaviors that fall in the green, relaxed category, that animal is more likely to be experiencing positive welfare in that specific context. This is what we want to see more of. This is when we see these behaviors, we can make a mental note. Okay, the animal is enjoying this. Let's see how we can provide more of this particular setting or context in the future, so the animal can experience even more of this of positive welfare. Alternatively, animals who are starting to display signs of fear, anxiety, and distress are experiencing negative welfare. So the yellow and red sections of these graphics. These behaviors mean that changes are necessary in order to prevent further negative welfare and to hopefully start trending more towards positive welfare. And so if you'd like to look at this document or this graphic more closely, I highly recommend you head over to fearfreehappyhomes.com. These graphics are available there for free, as well as 2 excellent videos on cat and dog body language. And so you can really see this information in action. So, in summary, animal welfare is how an individual animal is experiencing their world. They can experience negative welfare, in which they're experiencing emotions like fear, anxiety, and stress, or they can be experiencing positive welfare, in which they're feeling relaxed, content, or even joyful. And so by learning about your animal's body language, behavior, and welfare, you can help them live their best life. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and thank you to WAG Workshops for having me. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about my work, my website is coexistence.consulting, and you can contact me through there. Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate your time.